Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. You may notice that I already have cards on the table. So something really interesting just happened. I was recording this reading for you, and I'm going to have to redo it because, so I'm doing this on my phone, and typically when I'm recording with my phone, I put it on a do not disturb so I can see if a call comes in, but it won't stop the video. But what happened was an emergency alert system went off on my phone. So I guess because we're in like an emergency, I don't know. Anyway, so where I am in Ontario, we're in Ontario, I guess in general, an emergency alert system is like I guess it's not part of the Amber Alert system. It's an emergency alert, and it went off, and my phone stopped recording, like nothing. So I put my phone in airplane mode because I know I'm not going anywhere. Really, I'm just sitting in the house. It's good. I'm fine. I understand the alert. But so the intensity of the reading that I was doing for you was intense. And I kind of left the cards on the table. I can't just pick it up and do it again. And I feel like there's so much meaning in everything that just happened with my experience connecting with you, doing this reading. That alert came in. So I'm going to show you the cards. We're going to talk about it real briefly, and then we're going to start. You're going to sit here with me while I shuffle everything in again and pull new cards out. So I'm really curious to see why there was such a dramatic interruption and of intense energy that I was feeling from you. And then where do we go from here? Like, I feel like that's what is needed to happen. So I'm going to give you a little tiny brief of what was here. Starting with, so let's start kind of from the beginning, in that I'll let you know what decks I'm using. I start with the Alchemist Oracle deck to get a feel of the reading, the general energy of it. And then I go into the, I'll just pick up one of the cards here, the Good Tarot, and I'm doing a pyramid reading that I used to do a long time ago near the beginning of my channel, where I start out like I do with like 4 cards, 3, 2, 1, and then the story starts to talk to me. There is going to be an extended at the end of this. The link is at the top of the description if this reading resonates for you. Now, so what happened was, this was the card that came out in the first part of the reading. And it's the Futura card. So immediately I felt like, and I actually said, okay, so pay attention, because apparently you're looking for answers. And here we are at a tarot reading. So it's She Who Divines, Future, Choice, and Judgment. The card at the bottom of the deck was She Who Questions. You have Curiosity, Destiny, and Search. It felt the intensity like answers, looking for answers. As I started doing the reading, I felt really strong, like you already had some answers and you wanted more. You were here to get more answers. I really felt that intensely. Now, I went into the Good Tarot, started pulling out the cards. You've been very patient. I'm just going to like top it off real quick for you, because it was and actually this is a really funny thing. When I went back and looked at the video where it got cut off, the emergency alert came in on my phone. It was exactly 11 minutes to the second. It was 11 ... It got cut off right at exactly 11 minutes. It wasn't a second more, that video. So it was just so crazy. And so I was doing the reading. You've been patient. There's you have a very strong desire towards something that is everything. Feels like everything you've wanted, everything that you desire. There's one thing that holds you back. It doesn't feel like it's yours. It feels like it's some sort of other sad, heartbroken energy. Your intensity comes through as coming through as being held back. Being held back. Sitting behind this hermit door was all of this fire. Like in this whole reading, it just felt so much of your fire, your Mars energy coming through, Scorpio. And then I was talking about burning it all up, like this, just, and then boo, boo, boo. Like, what's going on? Emergency alert for what? Oh yeah, I know. 12:01 a.m. today, the province of Ontario went into an emergency alert or something, or whatever. Anyways, I still went to the bank this morning. So there you go. That was what that was all about. It was really crazy. I've never ever had an emergency alert come in. and stop a reading like that. Maybe it was so intense. I don't know. So I'm putting it all back. We're going to start again. I need some time to pre-shuffle. Oh yeah, you'll also notice you've all been quieted. I think it's really important that people take the time right now. Cannot comment. Because I want people to maybe think about being more internalized. And actually, if you're sitting down to watch a reading, to focus on that. It's time to be quiet. Maybe that's what this is for. Because the intensity of your reading was... Let's make it quiet again. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down. It was intense. And then, like, it was getting intense. And for that emergency alert to come in like that. Oh my God, what's happening? Oh, that. Yeah, I know. I know. Okay, Scorpio. All right, I think we're ready. So, we're going to start it again. It could be a completely fresh message. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. I also wouldn't be surprised if we have synchronicities playing out. But let's see. I think it needed to be calmed. Honestly, feel like your energy needs to be calmed a bit. Like you're feeling really intense, or there's something that you're intense about. To the point that you set off an emergency alert. Okay. This reading for Scorpio. This reading for Scorpio. This reading for Scorpio. It's not completely different, but it's taken on a different energy. She who guides, new path, guide, and renewal. I like that because it still has that aspect of coming, like to go to someone who divinates, you're looking for guidance. So this is still that element, but it is calmed down a little bit. Have we calmed it down a little bit, Scorpio? A new path, guide, and renewal. The bottom. She who grants wishes, desires, and hopes. She who changes, transformation, change, and enchantment. Oh, wow. These are your underlying cards. I get a lot of moon and star energy from this. Very, very watery. Well, you know, the star energy is kind of Aquarius, but this whole thing feels very ethereal, very cosmic. Very mysterious, very kind of deep from the ocean energy. I like it. I feel like I've placed you, or we've placed your energy into something that's a more comfortable state for you. I think there's a lot of planets in Aries right now. I don't know for sure. I've just, you know, we'll know, rustling around, we'll know if there's a lot of planets in Aries right now. But I'm almost like that intensity. There's an intensity about finding guidance, finding answers, your wish. You know, it's kind of funny that this would come up as an underline because that Empress card came up, like your intensity towards that, wanting to claim it, feeling it from like from the pit of your stomach to the marrow of your bones is what it felt like. Like it was intense. But now I feel like too, like look at, it's just like this, it feels almost nighttime-ish, like cool. The coolness of night. We see the stars. Let's go there. Let's see what the tarot wants to tell us, because maybe you are picking a new path, or you're renewing. So there's some sort of renewal about this. I really feel it because the energy is different than what it was in the first reading. And I didn't publish it because I felt like it was what I told you was all you were meant to really get from it. I mean, I'm gonna, make it a 2-hour video, or let's just start new, a new path. Start new. Guys, there's so many synchronicities going on. It's crazy in this. All right, Scorpio, Scorpio. Well, what is this new path? What is this new path, Scorpio? Tell Scorpio what this new path is. Oh, what is that? This is nice so far. You have a wonderful, perfect balance of water and fire. That was not here. There was an awful lot of fire. Wow, this is like a guiding light. What? I can't remember. It's almost like someone else had some. I did 3 yesterday, so I don't remember completely. When I have to make these down. Gosh, this is really crazy. Wow. You have the King of Water as your last card, and the King of Water was the last card for someone I did yesterday. And it's really weird because there's like a guiding light here. And whose reading was similar yesterday? I can't remember. I can't remember which one it was now. I really can't. Here, I'll show you each card. Messenger of Water. 9 of Fire. 2 of Fire. Are you seeing it already? Like, are you seeing this already? These lights, like guiding, leading. 3 of Water. 8 of Earth. 5 of Earth. 8 of Fire. Again, I always see like these lanterns, like sort of trying to lead a way for someone. Lead a way, guide a path. 4 of Water. Wow, that's connecting to this 3 of Water. Again, using fire and water. This is so much more balanced than before. The Moon card. And then here we are. This is so you at the top. King of Water. What's at the bottom? I want to know everything before. Wow, the Ace of Fire. There's the lantern. Oh, this reading is crazy. There's the guiding light. You're transforming your... Okay, because you are Mars and Pluto. You can be like really watery. You can be cold. You can be far out there. Or you can be Mars, which is so close to the sun. It's intense. Look at you. You're balanced. I don't know the whole purpose. You're going to know better than me, Scorpio. You guys always do when I do your readings because you're so deep and mysterious. I love your energy. I could do Scorpio readings all day. It was almost like the alert came through and it somehow, I don't know if it cosmically balanced your energy in some way, but this is beautiful. It is like taking all the intensity that you had in the other reading, but actually doing something with it, like creating something with it. You have so much water, like the water in you. That's what was going on. It was almost like the emotion couldn't come through, but now it's here. The emotion is here. And I want to say it feels like perhaps you're not quite at a point where you're comfortable expressing some sort of emotion here. So how do we move it? How do we move this energy? How do we move these feelings and these thoughts that you have deep within you? And then I feel like it's finding like your passion. Your passion is your vehicle for expression here. There's 2 lights. I feel like one light is a little bit lost, trying to find the way, but you have a bright light here. You have all this star. You have some ability to make a wish come true. That's what you're holding here. You have some ability to make a wish come true. This new path, guide and renewal, I feel like you're trying to guide, you're trying to renew something. It's almost like this has wandered off the path. This is perhaps what it is that you're trying to move towards, to claim. It's wandered off the path, but no, like, you're both facing different directions, so that's a bit of a problem. You're both facing different directions, but your light is really strong. Your light is real strong here. I feel like you're trying to bring the water in. You know what? Because they're not looking at your fire. They're not looking at your passion. They're sort of lost in rediscovering their own. They're lost in rediscovering their own here. It's funny, I'm reading The Alchemist, and there's something about the energy of this reminds me of that book. I keep falling asleep at night. So the worst time. It's the shortest book, and I'm having the worst time getting through it. It's not boring, but it reminds me of, it's a different kind of animal. I'm kind of feeling like in the desert, sort of in some sort of a drought here, in an aspect of your life. And at one point, the young man in the story, he meets the alchemist, although I haven't gotten through it yet. I have my own opinions about who is the true alchemist in the story. But the alchemist, the older man, is telling him, you know, get rid of the camel and get a horse. You might think the camel can go further in the desert, but it won't give you any warning that it's about to collapse. And all of a sudden, it's down, it's gone, it's no good, and you're stranded. The horse will give you lots of indications, lots of warnings. So there's something really unique about, to me, this giraffe, and it feels very deserty. And I'm just feeling that, like, just, well, even like the sort of, the Persian type carpeting or blanket that's been thrown over the camel. There's something that's mixing together here. And what I'm seeing is, I want to say alchemist, right? Like taking a base metal that does have no property to become gold and turning it into gold, but really applying that to life itself. Like how you can have nothing and turn it into everything, right? You can do it, and you're doing it. Somebody's doing it. Actually, you're both doing it. That's exactly what's happening here. But you're doing it in different ways in your life. I feel like you're doing it in terms of something that you really desire. Again, this fire is coming through. It's not hiding. It's here. It's really here. But you're bringing your water in with it. And this is where I feel the alchemy of this reading for you. You are the alchemist. This is like the story of two alchemists. That's what this is. Oh, isn't that interesting? Because I'm talking about, well, yes, I'm talking about reading The Alchemist, but I'm not finished the book yet, so I don't know how it ends. If you've already read it, you already know. But me, the information I've gathered from what this young man is doing, to me, he is an alchemist. He's looking for answers outside of himself, but I feel like he has it somehow. He already knows. He must be an old soul, because he is alchemizing everything he walks into. He is finding prosperity. He is finding abundance. He is transforming what he walks into, you know, and not even realizing it yet. This is kind of what I feel like is this other energy. It's almost like the young alchemist, and you are the more mature, stable alchemist. That's what that is. That's what this is. There we go. There we go. It is the story of the alchemist, but it's two. You are the older alchemist, and you are combining some sort of elements. Well, obviously you're water and your fire, while this one is almost discovering. They haven't self-realized that, oh, I am an alchemist. Everything that I was looking for outside of myself, I actually have it. Okay, so I want to talk about these two cards. This is where I feel like a guiding light, but this is where going into the water. Like, it's like she's holding it out. It's almost like you're processing it, you're creating it. It reminds me of sitting in like a petri dish or a mortar and pestle and getting ready to be ground down into something deeper here. And then once you've created it into what you want, and here it is, it's the offer. There it is. I love it. Holding it. It is too. It's still the energy of like a guiding light, pulling something in. Pulling something in with the alchemy, with alchemy. Look, the 8 of Earth and the 5 of Earth. This energy again reminds me of this. It's almost like this lost soul, but they're not really lost. They have to kind of figure that out. They have to realize that they're not really lost. But again, I feel like you are already the alchemist, so you already know how to transform this energy. It's a little bit easier, it's a little bit faster for you on some element here. It is, it's like you're both walking through the desert. But yet there feels like there's some, well, maybe there isn't. There may or may not be a degree of separation. The separation that could be taking place between your energy and some other energy here is, it could be physical, but that physical separation is taking place because there is some sort of, there's separate alchemization going on. There's separate transformation here. And it's almost like, I want to say, like, it reminds me of the infinity symbol. The energies are coming together again, but there is a journey, a path, new path, guide, renewal that needs to take place. But for some of you, there may not be a physical separation because, and it might just be like working on two separate things in your life. Like somebody's focused on one thing and the other person is focused on something else. You may communicate to each other, but there's something deeper going on within each of you. And like again, I feel like this is almost like a place that you've created with this 8 of Earth and the 8 of Fire. This is a place of creation that you've made. You put your heart and soul into something. It's almost like you could have written a song and played it on an instrument, and all of the emotion and feeling and passion that you have, it resonates. It is so powerful, Scorpio. You've created some sort of a resonance with it. And because to me, like I think about the idea of the Big Bang was actually just a sound, a frequency. And frequency is so very powerful. Music is so powerful. I really feel like a lot of us have lost the power of sound, of music. When I listen to classical music myself, like it's intense. It can be so intense. You can feel it coursing through your veins. And I think it's because you've made something that is emotional and you've put it in the physical. There's like, that's alchemization. People don't realize it, right? Like, I feel like you realize this. You realize that you're alchemizing your feelings and your emotions, and you make it real. You make it three-dimensional. It can be touched. It can be heard. It can affect, like, your eardrums. It goes into the brain. Like, it has an effect. Your emotion can be transformed through that, and you're doing it. It may not be through an instrument. It may be through some practice you do with your hands, or you exercise something in the three-dimensional that takes your emotions and your feelings, and it actually, because our emotions and our feelings come from, to me, our soul, the depths of us, which comes from the universe. So it's taking that. It is the magician. It is the energy of the magician, Scorpio. And then look, you've created, like, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. But it's almost like to pull this in. To pull this in. To pull the young alchemist in. Pulling the young alchemist in. The master alchemist is pulling the young alchemist in. For me, you are showing up as the master alchemist in this. It really reminds me of the reading. Oh, wait, it was something to do with, okay, it was Virgo. Making every attempt at communication. Because, again, right, you've alchemized, you do some sort of alchemy with emotion and feeling here. Depths, as psychic abilities, intuition, whatever you want to call that for yourself. And you make it almost something that you can hold. And then it's like dropping it down. Look, it's almost like the way she holds these stars and drops them down, like a gift, presenting it. And it sits right above here. This is your energy still. All these, you're really, actually, you dominate. Well, it's your reading, so you really should. You dominate this reading. I only see whoever you're dealing with right here. This is where I see them. The young alchemist. Oh, cute. I feel like the little fish comes into your hand. Sometimes I read this and it feels like he's either receiving a message or giving a message to the fish to move it around and take it somewhere. I feel like the young alchemist comes into your hand. They feel so tiny. But this person isn't tiny. Anyone who's an alchemist is not tiny. They're also a shaper. A shapeshifter. Sorry. Put those in a different spot. I don't think it really matters. But what was it there? Let me see what it tells me when I do that. Oh, I love it. Do you see? Okay. I didn't do that on purpose. I did it by accidentals. Your person's energy. I moved it. It's kind of like moving the energy of this reading by that emergency alert. They're now looking. They're now looking. When I move these two cards, the energy of the person is now looking. You're not. You're focused on alchemizing, because that's what you're doing. You're focused on alchemizing your fire and your water here. Okay. It's like now they see you. Now they see you. When I move that, and their lantern in the desert, now they're headed towards you. It's like you sit and you wait. I gotta go finish The Alchemist now. Like, I feel like there's more answers there. Wow, this is really cool. Really cool energy, Scorpio. You're like the master alchemist pulling in the young alchemist here. And they are, so I didn't finish that. I got a little distracted when I realized I'd switched the cards, but it had so much meaning in it. The fish coming in, like this person appears as 3 different things here. They appear as like a tree, or it's a person, but it's almost like a person tree. And they have, you know, they're really part of the earth. They're really, really part of the earth. Very earthly. Very green, heart chakra. And then here we have, I'm just getting like the giraffe and the person again. The changes. So it's almost like they are alchemizing. They come to you as a fish. So they kind of come to you in the energy that you're trying to pull them in. I think what you would prefer is this water. I mean, it really is your most natural element. You are a water sign, but you are kind of sneaky with your Mars energy there, your fire. But I feel like this is what you really want, is the water element. You want them to feel comfortable in your element, but they have to alchemize to get there because they're in the desert. So they've got to get into this water. And they're coming to you. There you go. That's really cool. So that's how that went. I had no idea it was going to go like that. It was pretty interesting. I love it. It's always a surprise, especially with Scorpio. So there you go. I'm going to go do the extended. The link is at the top of the description, as I said. Thank you for coming up into this reading, and thank you for persevering. It was very interesting. Until next time, Scorpio, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.